Alibaba is the largest platform when it comes to finding suppliers and manufacturers across the globe to make your product and ship your product, whether it's to Amazon or a 3PL or an internal infrastructure like your very own warehouse. For the last 7 years, I've used Alibaba for my products and my physical product brands that I've shipped directly to Amazon. In this video, I'm going to show you a few different tips on how to use it from start to finish, a few lessons that I learned that hopefully you can avoid, and a few ways to increase your efficiency so that way this process is not a nightmare, because it can be a nightmare and it can be overwhelming dealing with these suppliers overseas with different language barriers, different time zones, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into my computer and let's hopefully help you increase your income, your impact, and your influence with your business. All right, so here we are on Alibaba.com. Now, forewarning, Alibaba is constantly changing its interface, so as long as you know how to use the ins and outs of Alibaba and the overall process and what to look for, it may be a little frustrating when they change the interface, but you'll be able to find stuff, right? We're gonna go ahead and assume that you already have a product that you're looking for. Now, here on this channel and definitely inside the AMZ formula, the #1 Amazon program in the world, we have tons of information on how to find products and do product research. You can actually use Alibaba for product research as well. So while you're navigating through here, if you see any products that spark your creativity or that you think are gonna be good products, you can always save them or add them to a product tracker or so on and so forth. To go ahead and break this down and show you the process, let's just go ahead and choose one of these products, one of these random products. Now you're gonna see a ton of stuff going on these products, and there's a few things that I want you to look for, right? Number one, I want you to look at the response time. I want you to look at how long the company's been in business. I want you to look at the delivery rate. You can also look at things like annual revenue. These things are all very important. But when you're starting out, protection with trade insurance or utilizing trade insurance, which is their on-platform process to protect you from order to order delivery, is very, very important. Now, the way that this works, and you can literally go to the Help Center, Alibaba Help Center, type in trade insurance, and it's gonna be a step-by-step guide. But trade insurance is free. In order to create an Alibaba account, it's absolutely free. You don't have to have a license, you don't have to have a seller's permit, you don't even have to have an EIN. You literally just have to go ahead and log in and prove your identity, right? And once you get access to the account, when you're making your first order, you wanna go through trade insurance, which is a free service offered by Alibaba. Now, setting this up is pretty simple. It says how to use trade insurance. You're gonna start online. You're gonna make sure that it's in a trade assurance supplier. That's key, trade assurance supplier. And if suppliers aren't gonna accept trade insurance, it is a little bit of a red flag. Now, it will sometimes cost you a little bit more time and possibly a little bit more money going through these processes. But in the beginning, when you're doing your due diligence since the first transaction, you wanna build trust with your supplier, and you wanna make sure that you protect your assets, protect your cash, right? So you're gonna go ahead and link everything online. You're gonna link the bank account and pay through the bank account designated by Alibaba. Here's all the different payment methods from TT, Visa, MasterCard, e-checking, pay letters, so on and so forth. You can use credit cards on here as well as e-checking, which is nice. A lot of suppliers direct no longer allow credit cards. So if you're going through Alibaba's platform and it's a Visa or MasterCard, you are able to do this. Sucks you can't use Amex anymore, but Visa and MasterCard is working, right? And it'll pretty much tell you all the processing time, payment lengths, transfer duration, so on and so forth. Now, moving down below, you wanna make sure that you're selecting trade assurance, and then you're gonna go ahead and place your order. Now, the beautiful thing is in this process, Alibaba actually has their own product inspection service. Here you can see pre-shipment inspection, and they will offer the prices and tell you what it is. So here you can see this basic inspection is random checks, 50 pieces or less. And then the other one is basic inspection, random checks up to 500 or over 500 pieces, right? So depending on how many units you're ordering, you can do that, which is gonna save you a step of going and finding another inspection company. And I definitely recommend inspections because, again, on your first transaction with your supplier, your manufacturer, when you're getting an inspection, there's no room for error, right? When there's no inspection, you're trusting them and it's just too much trust. So this is implementing a system to the fact where, okay, you're creating this product, and this product's overseas, different time zone, different language, so on and so forth. They're creating this product and it's gonna meet your criteria. And if not, that's when the inspection is there to combat. The inspection is also there to save you. And then the trade insurance. If it is not what you ordered or to your specifications, you are covered. If it arrives and it arrives damaged, you are covered. So the name of the game is doing your due diligence and making sure you have the insurance in place and the proper protocols in place on your first few transactions, especially your first transaction, to make sure that everything goes smooth. Now, this page, again, you can go to activity.alibaba.com/help center/trade assurance, or you can just go to alibaba.com into the help center and type in trade insurance. It's going to show you exactly how to do all of that, right? Now, going back to the actual page itself, you're going to notice a lot of prices. Now, this first price and the price that you see advertised, do not go off of that only. So many people, when they're starting out, they're literally like, when they're looking for a supplier or manufacturer, they're choosing whichever one has the best picture and whichever one has the lowest price. You're gonna see a lot of people have random pictures, a lot of people have random prices, and then if you reach out to the lowest price, you're gonna notice that they're gonna say, oh, well, that's for a crazy amount of quantity, MOQ, or minimum order quantity, right? So what I highly recommend doing is, first and foremost, take the time to create a template. And the template is gonna have a letterhead, and in the AMZ formula, I give you my template that you can copy and paste and change with your own information. Makes it super simple. But if you're not in the AMZ formula, take the time and create a professional template on a letterhead, break down the specifications of the product, how you want it, how it should look, make it very elementary, very easy to read, not tons of paragraphs and rambling, bullet points, specific dimensions, pictures. Be as specific as possible in terms of what it is that you're looking for, price point that you're trying to be at, so on and so forth, and keep that so you can copy and paste this to all these different suppliers. This is gonna make outreach super, super simple. Now, you can take it a step further. You can hire a VA from onlinejobs.ph for around $2 to $5 per hour to do outreach for you. The reason why I like VAs for outreach is because they're in Asia, which is the same or close to timeline as China. So these suppliers are in China, and if your VAs are in the Philippines, in the region of Asia, the time zones are within an hour or two of each other. So that means while you're sleeping, they're up at night communicating and doing research for you. As long as they have the criteria, what you're looking for, the guidelines, and they have the template, this is a easy and repeatable process that you can automate for pennies on the dollar. If you're at $3 an hour for a VA and they're working 10 hours per day, that's $30 per day. Now, if you have them do research 3 times a day or 3 times per week, that's literally $100 per week for 30 hours worth of work. Chances are you can do a lot more productive things versus spending 10 hours or however many hours it's gonna take to reach out to these suppliers and manufacturers, okay? Now, you can go ahead and click on their name, and I definitely recommend doing due diligence. You can click on their name, it's gonna take you to their seller profile. I definitely recommend seeing, are they verified? Can you contact them? Do they have the information? Are they verified? What are they ranked? What languages are available, right? Do they have customer service that you can deal with? What are their guarantees? Do they have low MOQs? These are all very, very important. What other products do they offer? How big are the facilities, right? And when you get the information and you get their address and stuff, you can also go and you can do your due diligence online to identify, is this place a real factory? Is this a real supplier? So on and so forth. I will give you one more piece of advice when utilizing Alibaba and dealing with your first manufacturer. Do not choose the first manufacturer. Get samples, if you can, from at least 3 manufacturers. Do not choose the lowest price. The biggest mistake that I made was focusing on lowest price, and whoever had the lowest price was my supplier. I challenge you to look at a few different things. Number 1 is going to be communication. There's a time difference of about 12 hours, and there's a language barrier. So do they get back to you proficiently, effectively? Can you communicate with them well? That's very, very important to me. Pricing is important, but I'm constantly telling my suppliers, what are the competition doing? The people who are buying these products and selling these products on Amazon or on e-commerce, what are they neglecting where I can pay you more, or I can pay more to get better quality, or to make the product easier to use or last longer, or the buyer experience better? So I'm constantly trying to spend more money, and in the AMZ formula, I refer to this as the WWAD motto, which is what would Apple do? So I'm not really concerned about price anymore. That was an amateur move that I made in the beginning. Now, of course, like I can't pay $1 or $2 or $3 above, but majority of the times what you're gonna notice is that the margins are pennies. You're talking about 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, usually within $1. And the way to decrease that is by ordering more products. So I'm not really concerned in the beginning in terms of saving 30 cents. 9 times out of 10, you're not ordering more than 3,000, 5,000 units when you're starting out. So that 30 cents, that 50 cents is not going to make that big of a difference to your bottom line, but it can make a great deal of difference to the quality of your product, which will determine the longevity of how long you last in the marketplace. So this is very, very important. Number one, communication. Number two, quality. Number three, make sure that they're legit. And the way that you really save yourself on this first go round is to go through Alibaba trade insurance. Make sure that you have an inspection that's going to cover you from order all the way to delivery. Hey, if you got any value whatsoever in this video, please smash that like button. It helps me out on YouTube and helps the channel out on YouTube significantly. Smash that subscribe button and click the notification bell next to it, because we are dropping new videos every single week here on the largest library of Amazon FBA and entrepreneur videos on the internet. In just a few seconds, there'll be a few more videos that are gonna help you find your first or next product and scale your online physical product business. If you have any questions whatsoever, I always read and respond to all the questions down below, and all the links are down below in terms of if you wanna work with me and my team or check out any of the awesome stuff we have at the AMZ Formula. Remember, you're only one product away.